and welcome you all to this meeting on November the 1st, 2023. And that just leaves me the honor of passing the floor to Mike, who's with us today to talk about Preview. And I will stop my share, Mike, and hand the floor over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, or is it good afternoon where you are? For some of you, it probably is, right? Let me share my screen and we'll get going. Okay, so we're here today to talk about Preview, which is an app on the Mac I kind of refer to as a Swiss Army knife of sorts. This is me. My name is Mike. I've had the pleasure of sitting in with you folks several times over the last several months. It's been an honor and a pleasure, I might say. So I refer to this app Preview as a bit of a Swiss Army knife. It can do quite a few things. It's actually been part of macOS since the very beginning of macOS 10, way back in 2001. It started out as a very, very simple PDF and image viewer app. PDF, as you probably know, stands for Portable Document Format. It was invented by Adobe Systems way, way, way back in the 1990s when most of us were still in kindergarten. And it was created as a way for people to share documents that may have been created on either an app that a recipient of the document didn't have, or on a computing platform, which back in those days was really kind of Mac and Windows only, that the recipient didn't have. So a good example of this was, let's suppose you have an architect who is running a fancy schmancy drawing program on his Windows PC, and he wants to give floor plans or design for a house to his client who has a Mac. And his client doesn't have a Windows PC, and she doesn't have the software that creates these architectural drawings. So PDF was meant to be a bridge between these two people and their scenarios, where the architect could create PDF files on the PC and share them with a client who had a Mac. And the documents that would be shared in portable document format. It would preserve the look and the feel of the document, the fonts, the line breaks, everything about the document would look great. And that document, that PDF file, could be shipped off to the client. She could open it on her Mac. She could view it. She could print it. And back in those days, you couldn't really even do any editing of it. But it was meant to facilitate this document interchange without the people who were exchanging the documents having to have the same software or even be on the same computing platform at the time. So Preview was included in macOS 10 originally. It's not as full-featured as, say, Adobe Acrobat Reader or other Acrobat products, which is not a big surprise. But it's cheaper because it's free. And it's also, in many cases, faster to use than Adobe's products. So with that as background, let me talk a little bit about what Preview is meant to accomplish. Again, part of macOS since 2001, starting as a PDF and image viewer, and it's added several features since then. So as an example, with PDFs and image files, here's a picture of a couple of guilty-looking dogs over here on the left. This is a simple JPEG file. You receive an image file on your Mac. You can double-click it to open it. Preview can open it, show you the file, and you can do various things with it. The image on the right is of a PDF file. It's this record and fact book that the NFL puts out every year. It's thousands, probably 1,000 pages long, downloadable for free as a PDF file. Preserves the look and feel of the document just the way the NFL intended it to look. So with images, like this image on the left, you can view and print these images using Preview. You can convert these images from one file format to another, if that is of interest to you. You can also annotate images. We'll see some examples in a bit about using Preview to annotate or mark up documents. And with PDF files, you can view and print typically. You can also fill out forms that are made in PDF format. I don't know if any of you spend time at my favorite website, irs.gov, but every tax form that you find on irs.gov is a PDF file. You can annotate PDF files, as I mentioned earlier, with images. You can also use the Preview app to combine PDF files and rearrange pages within them if you like. And you can protect PDF files by requiring passwords and the like before users can do anything to alter those files. So it's actually advanced quite a bit from the days of viewing and printing PDF files and images to be a much more robust app. So let me jump out of the slides. Any questions before we dive into some particulars?
Not yet.
Okay, great. So I'm going to open a PDF file and share that with you. Okay. So this is an example of a PDF file. And we're going to basically talk about these toolbar buttons along the top, just to get a sense for the tour of the interface. Okay, so here's an example of a PDF file. And along the top of this window, just like in most Mac apps, you'll see there's a toolbar with buttons that perform common commands in the Preview app. Some of these commands may be dimmed if they don't apply, like, for example, the previous and next page buttons here. There is no previous page to view, and there is no previous or future page history to look at either. So those buttons are dimmed until they become relevant. The View button on the left has a little drop-down menu here to show various things in the sidebar off to the left. Right now, the sidebar is visible, and it's showing thumbnails and a continuous scroll. Okay, so if I decided that I wanted to hide the sidebar, I could simply do this, and the PDF file will take up more space on the screen. Or if I want to go back to thumbnails, I can just do that. So each of these thumbnails, if I click one of these, it takes me to that page. And I can just scroll through here, pick any page I like. Some PDF files have built into them a table of contents. These are created by the creators of the PDF file themselves. This file I don't think has one. So when I click table of contents, I'm not going to see anything. As you work through a PDF file, if you want to highlight text or add notes to a PDF file, we'll see in the markup tools where you can do things like that. Those highlights and notes will appear over here on the left side. Now I've got a note in this document somewhere on page 3. It's buried in here somewhere. But in this case, it's showing me where certain notes may be placed inside the document when they exist.